Hi everyone, Vito's a 32 back again with another review. These are the chess cards, which were originally designed by a friend of mine, George Sykes, also known as Trip Sykes. And he did have them on Kickstarter originally himself, and he had a goal to produce them through USPC. Didn't happen, didn't quite make it, but he then went through Roma Kotiv and got these produced through Nor Arts, much smaller goal. There is a standard deck and a limited edition, as you can see. The standard one simply says chess cards on the bottom. You see a pawn in a ivory type color making up a spade pip, and there's a chessboard in the background. Oh crap. It's going to be a small problem with this review in a minute. The limited edition one is just a gray color with a black pip using a pawn again. It says chess cards on top, limited edition on the bottom. On one side it says chess cards with the club and spade pip. The other side, same thing. Top, it says chess cards and you get a heart and diamond pip. And the bottom, it says 2014 chess playing cards designed by George Sykes and Eric Siddall. NorArts.com. All rights reserved. It says produced by Nor Arts in Europe. Printed by Nor Arts NPCC. So now we got Legends playing cards, United States playing cards, Expert playing cards, Make playing cards. Now you also have Nor Arts playing cards. And Robert Tomlinson also has a company that he's found to produce decks. So you got Tomlinson playing cards and who knows who else. It's Liberty playing cards, and there's probably more. There's a whole bunch of companies now you can get to produce cards. I'll let you know what I think of this one so far in this review. There is also a QR scan code thing. Because I'm using my phone to record the video, I can't show you what it links to. But what it links to is a chessboard that you can print out and use to play chess with these cards. And that was one of the initial ideas with the deck. Is produce a deck of cards that not only can you use to play poker with and cards with, but you can also use it to play chess with, using the cards as the chess pieces. So as you can imagine, it's a pretty big board. Now, being that you'll have to print it out on the printer on paper, I would recommend potentially laminating it, and even more so, putting it on, gluing it to cardboard, or perhaps a thin piece of wood, just to make sure that it doesn't get all ripped up and destroyed and it remains usable, if you do that. The back of the card, you see the back design. This one has nice red and ivory and black colors. This one's all kind of grays. The seal, this one just says chess cards with the chessboard pattern and the spade pip. And this one's just gray color, says chess cards limited edition. So we'll get on to the review now. On the flap it says Nor Arts. So now we know who's responsible for the quality. Inside you get a couple of jokers. It says Joker to two corners, and this one obviously is the Knight, and you use these for the Knight when you're playing chess. There's one in black, one in red. You also get a couple more. These ones just say chess and cards in the corners, and again, black and red. My main concern with these ones, as you can see, they are obviously reversed. My main concern with these ones is that Joker is in the wrong corner. Would have been nice if they were all the same, just for keeping things, consistent through the deck of cards. There's more consistency coming up. The aces are the rooks, I believe it is. And you can see it's got a nice pip in the center and index. And then we get on to the court cards. Kings are obviously, well, kings. The jacks are, they are the bishops, actually, I believe. I can tell by the hat. It's got to be the bishop. Queens are the queens. Pretty sure that's the bishop. Because that's the only one I can think that's missing. I'm not very familiar with chess. Haven't really played it in a long time. But I thought it'd be nice to support the project and get a nice deck of cards in the process. The number cards, are all for pawns. And obviously one team would have black, one would have red. All you need to play chess is one complete suit. So all the diamonds or all the spades, and that's that. So that's what you get. As you can see for the odd cards, they actually have odd numbered cards. They got a pip in the center. Even number cards, they got nothing in the center. It actually looks like a poker chip, which is another interesting thing about this deck. The frees are a little bit strange. As you can see, they try to keep the pips around the actual chess piece. But here's what it is. These cards have a couple of issues as far as consistency is concerned. The court cards and the aces, as you can see, they have a border to them. Number cards do not have that border. That's one problem of consistency. The other one you'll see is the indexes don't line up. It's bad enough that the indexes are so far into the center of the cards that they're not close to the edge where people prefer them. The aces and court cards is even worse. As you can see, it's in more, it's down more, and it's just not consistent. The other thing that's not consistent is if you look at the aces and the court cards, they just got the kind of standard pip like you see on the number cards. The number cards in the index, they have a custom pip like you see here. It would have been nice, just for the sake of it, if everything was nice and consistent. I don't mind if there was a border on the face, but put a border on everything, or make sure at the very least that the indexes are consistent. Make sure that they have the same pips in the index. You know, just minor things, really. Moving along. These cards, like I said, were produced by More Arts. I probably should have showed you the other deck, but I will anyway. And the other thing for consistency, again, like I said, is the Joker has the index on the wrong side. That's just another minor consistency thing. The cards, again, they have a smooth finish. And they are very, very thin. I mean, look at this. They got a nice snappy stock, but very thin stock. According to Roma Kotiv, who produced these, he produced these with what he could afford. That is the wrong way of taking things on a Kickstarter project. You need to say, when you're going to do a Kickstarter project, you need to go, okay, this is what I need to produce a good quality stock and finish to produce these cards. So this is what my goal needs to be. And then go from there. Not go, okay, well, this is how much money I'm going to go for. And then say, okay, this is what I can afford. That is just wrong. And on top of that, they added a stretch goal. And I guess they couldn't really afford it at this rate. They should have just forgot the stretch goal at this rate. Also, another small thing, the borders really thick on these cards. And that should have been fixed. The limited edition deck, I'll look at very quickly. Again, More Arts on the flap. Thank you for telling me he produced it. These ones got a gray look to the faces. Black on the black cards. The red cards have red pips, but they got white pieces. Outside that, the artwork is the same. Now, to me, that's good because in most normal sets of chess, you get white or ivory pieces and black pieces. So this is perfect for playing chess with, as opposed to the original one. Again, same finish and stock. Border is a little bit, tiny bit thinner on these ones. As you can see, gray colors on the backs. Oddly enough, unlike the Demon deck, these cards actually do fan a little bit. Look at that, there's not even a consistency on the color. Or maybe it's just that it's a one-way. Oh, lo and behold. Apparently these cards have a one-way to them as well, which is a little bit unnecessary. But you can see that when the cards don't match up. And I just happened to stumble across that. So actually, these ones, I mean, they fan somewhat. They're not the greatest. stock is very thin, and some things are a little bit inconsistent. Overall, as far as the theme and the look is concerned, I like it. I'll say, aside from, you know, the inconsistencies, I'll say 3 3/4 out of 5. If it wasn't for the inconsistencies between the indexes and whatnot, it would have been better. It would have been a higher score. As far as handling is concerned, stock and finish, it's very thin. I'm going to say 3 out of 5. I won't kill it too much, but it could be better for sure. But the Demon deck I reviewed a few days ago was a hell of a lot worse, as far as I'm concerned. But it does get better. Stay tuned for an upcoming review on their Defunctorum playing cards that they did, and the quality is definitely better. So that's good news. And if they're consistently improving quality from deck to deck, thumbs up. As far as usability is concerned, yeah, it's definitely usable. Court cards are obviously a little bit different, but for the most part, it's usable. Maybe a little bit hard to read with the pips the way they are, but and the indexes could be better. I will say 3.5 out of 5 for usability. Overall, I'll give this deck 3.5 out of 5. There's definitely room for improvement. It's not bad, could be worse. There's actually another chess deck that was on Kickstarter recently that did not make it. But instead of using actual pawns and rooks and kings and queens that make it easy to identify and read for playing chess, they actually just had like figures, like a queen figure and a rook figure and knight figure, and it was different from like suit to suit. That did not make it very good for using, or for the readability of using cards for chess. This is good for chess, and it's good for playing cards. And I appreciate the idea and the thought, and I like it. And not sure if you can get them. You can probably check out More Art's website. Check out the other links in the description, and I'll see you next time.